Whoa, good morning. All right. Let's just have it out with a quick mini podcast. Yeah, what do you think? Blah, 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 blah. I don't know, a couple things. Who knows? Let's just have it out, right? Now, first of all, what am I posting on this? Well, hey, man, it's Holly 2025. Holly 25 is going to be different than the other one. It was 25. I mean, it's going to be 40 days long. It's going to end on Earth Day, period. It's Holly. Hey, if they can have Ramadan for 30 days, we can do Holly for 40. I mean, sort of matches up with Lent and Ramadan and Passover and like Earth Day, a couple other holidays. I don't know. Anyway, okay, here's this Loki crap. What is Loki crap? What is Lucifer crap? What does Lucifer even means? Well, it means son of the morning. Actually. Oh, what's that? Well, I don't know. Well, what about Jesus? Well, that's the morning star. That's the morning star. That's the morning sun. So that one's different. But Lucifer, he's a beacon. He's long. He's son of the morning. What's the morning? Well, what's the morning star? Well, that's Jesus. But what's the morning? Well, there's something in John, the letter of John, verse John, where he explains God is light. He's light, man. In Jesus' light, but like, in other words, if Jesus is the morning star, and he is son of the morning, only begotten son, what's Yahweh, praise? Oh, you can't lawyer it. Lucifer's just a mere, like, son of the morning. I mean, like, even you're a son or daughter of the morning. I mean, you're a child of God, that ain't. But it's different. Anyway, he's just sort of a dirtbag. He had to change his name to Satan when he got kicked out. He has to try to find a loophole to, like, get his name changed again, even if, like, have a Chinaman's chain. You understand it? Damned if he does, damned if he don't, but who cares? That's spook stuff. You want to call the creator. See, let me just explain. There's not, if you go with the creator, the Most High, right? If you call God and Jesus, basically, God and the arm of God, right? So what they gonna do? God and the Son, what they gonna do? See, they're not afraid. There's not a spook or a ghost or a jinn or a golem or a demon or a devil or a Satan, even Satan proper. He hasn't met yet that he couldn't bash in the head the same as like the human. You understand it? As I say, it's not that complicated. So you want to call Ghostbusters? They bust ghosts. They're not supposed to be doing that. Even the humans are supposed to be nice to the children. You're not supposed to be doing all this con artist crap, this gaslighting, just as a matter of, like, for way too long. Hidden hand, we can't mention we gaslight, right? No. The Constitution is your boss. You know, boss. You're reek. If you be an American bitch like me, we like our rights. We like our Constitution. You pledge surety to protect the Constitution in public. It doesn't matter what you did in those clubs in the background. Now, how can little white lies lead to just John 3:16 through 21, right? Hide the deeds in the dark. So even in these movies or whatever, like take Batman. Take Batman and Joker, right? Take the Dark Knight. If not for like just a really stupid mistake that like everybody's human, so they made it. The two good people in the movie make that mistake, actually three. And that leads to The Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight Rises would not exist if they didn't make just the cardinal sin mistake of hiding deeds in the dark, lying, and building a wall. First, Joker kills Rachel, right? And Batman's got a 50-50 shot of whether he's telling the truth about which one's where. And so so she dies. Then Alfred's all messed up, so he burns that letter that she wrote him, saying he's going to marry the other person, right? Then, okay. So that one thing builds a wall. Like they're screwed. That's going to come back later. But then, of course, Batman does it too, because Joker is the only one he lets live. Yeah, in the movie, the character, because I think maybe Scarecrow, but I'm pretty sure he dies at the end of the third one, right? He almost makes it. But maybe him. But Joker's the only one who lives. Joker even says that's his plan. He almost has a really good plan, except Batman lets him live. He wants to die. Batman don't kill him in the movie. He's still out there in the Dark Knight world because Batman lets him live. But then he gets in his head because he's all screwed up because he's human too. That person just killed Rachel, his friend from childhood, who he loves, and so he doesn't want the Joker to win, right? Now, I know the 5 minutes is up, so now we're at podcast, not mini podcast. Okay, but I'll try to keep it within a minute. But you get what I'm saying. If he didn't do that, he said the Joker must not win. So he comes up with some lie where he's the bad guy, Dent's the good guy, because he doesn't want. But if they were thinking that one thing builds a wall, and then Commissioner Gordon doesn't want to go along with it, but he does, right? So that one lie, they use darkness instead of light. They don't use the truth. They don't even come up with like a better lie. They're not thinking clearly. They could have just said, a Joker got the Dent. I mean, they didn't. But he doesn't want the Joker to win. So he, in the Joker's playbook, Batman gets glory. But he doesn't want the Joker to win. So he's so concerned with that. They lie to the public about Harvey Dent and what happened. And then, of course, Bane exploits it years later. And his life is basically ruined in the meantime. He retires, he doesn't do it, and then even his relationship with Alfred's ruined. And when he actually does try to come clean about burning that letter, which he only did to spare feelings, but no, that's it. They're not even friends anymore. So because he should have said that the next day after he did that, and not 10 years later. But that's just something, when it comes to relationships and building a wall and lying and things that's just one example from one pop culture reference. But you get, you hear people talk about honest and open relationships, but then they want to game each other and con each other. And then the news is doing that to the citizens, taking page from whatever the fucking CIA says to say, they say it or something. They don't notice nothing. They don't notice how, they just ban certain topics and nobody's being themselves. You have to be professional and build a wall. You don't want to theme. That's not, wait a minute. Certain people try to seem human, but, they don't, they can notice every little thing about, this one or that one, attack. But then, right, when it's Biden's health or anything, they don't notice even slightly. But if Trump, his hand, tweeted when he was 45 there, whatever, just a little bit, they're on it with, it's just selective garbage, and you're gaslighting, and we got rights, and we have a free press, and then there's the people on the internet. They don't seem to notice the internet's not fair once, and there's scams about it, and it is directly tied to rigging view counts and rigging iTunes and ASCAP and BMI and all kinds of things, and then the money amalgamates, but then the people they're just cheating. That's just one reason. They care about nothing but greed. Look at the debt, $33 trillion in 33 years, $4.6 billion FBI just spent. Oh, okay, $4.6 billion on furniture for the FBI buildings, right? Now, there's not that many FBI buildings. You could get them all furnished for $4.6 million with an M, not billion with a B. Because you go to IKEA, 300 here, 400 here for a desk. Even if you want it nice, spend $40 million. That's for all floors of all the buildings, yes. That's a magnitude times 10 too much, a budget of 40 million or 46 million. But 4.6 billion with a B? I wonder if they're just funneling money to their friends and the IRS looks the other way because it's the FBI doing it with their receipts. But if you tried that, they're just laundering 4.6 billion with a B just for furniture for the office buildings of the FBI, right? Who's going to use that money for control and to blackmail and to bribe each other and da-da-da-da. That's a disgrace. You are all a disgrace. 4.6 billion with a B. You really think, oh, yes, wow, we spent, $1 million on a desk, right? Here's a receipt. This is ridiculous. They're not going to tell the truth. They don't tell the truth in public. They all want to lie and cover for each other because this has been disgraceful for a while. And yeah, there's stuff about it, but no. You want to no, hell no. I ain't going to aid and abet con artists. There are so many greedy things and the status quo has been bad for so long and they act there's nothing you can do to change it. That's how it is, right? I mean, the bankers, they make money no matter what, right? Because they don't really do nothing. Same as the government people who take their paycheck from printing money, but they can't even do the basics anymore. We can't even, you think you're our boss because the government, I hope, really. I hope Trump does better because he don't squawk either. I mean, you ask me, that's just people hurting people and crooked people, and you'll do business with them. You'll keep silent for them. So that's a disgrace. I hope you change it. But in the meantime, I hope you keep plugging away at fuck these corrupt people. I mean, 4.6 billion. They spent more than your net worth or whatever. 4.6 billion with a B on office furniture just for the FBI buildings, right? That's just the budget for that. In like 5 years, in the last 5 years, this is just stupid. They are spending at a rate of 10 billion per day at last check. If it's still 1 trillion every 100 days, that's 10 billion with a B a day. Doesn't matter if you save or find 2 trillion a day, or 2 billion rather with a B a day. If you're spending 10 billion with a B a day, stupid. All right. Well, have a good day, everyone.